Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy and welcome back to another Storytime video. So this is going to be another psychic case, as you can see from the title of this video. And this one is going to be a little bit longer than usual because this one has so much to it, and it was one of the biggest cases that well, not biggest, but most memorable cases that I've done. So this was years ago, maybe when I was about 19, 20-ish. I had a client who lived in Canada. We'll call her Sandy. Well, I had given her many paid readings before, and she moved into a new house. Well, back then, we used Skype. So when she got settled into her new house, she called me up on Skype, wanting to show me around the inside. At this time, it was in the middle of winter, so it was snowing heavily where she was and such. Well, she showed me around the house, which was still kind of hard to see on the webcam she was using. The only parts of the place she didn't show me was outside, because it was night and I couldn't see outside anyways, and the basement. In fact, she never told me the house had a basement. I'm mentioning this because it's important later. So, after she got settled down on her couch with her computer after showing me around, I mentioned to her that I could feel that there were spirits of a couple in that house. I had the feeling that they were the original owners of the house and that the husband or the man built the house with his own two hands. She confirmed that this was true, that the original owners built the house themselves, and it was the husband's gift for his wife. So, this house was basically her dream home. I told her that I felt like the husband died in the basement because he was exposed to toxins from the walls, or paint, or some sort of toxin from the walls. She then, again, confirmed that it was indeed dangerous to spend too much time in her basement, so she didn't go down there often. I told her the basement was his workshop, which she said that it made sense from the way that the basement was laid out. I then told her that I felt like the wife died before her husband by falling down the stairs and having a head injury from hitting it on the end of the railing at the bottom. I had also told her that the wife was angry at that moment because there had been loads of changes to the house and she was not happy with them. Sandy told me that the previous owners of the house had torn apart the kitchen and changed the entirety of it, and that they tore out carpet on the stairs, which was original to the house. Then she said there was also a spot above the fireplace where it looked like something had been removed. I told her that what was above the fireplace was a family crest of the original owners, so that would make a lot of sense as to why the wife was so angry. Not only that, but the husband's spirit lingered in the basement and the two weren't able to actually be together, because the husband was still lost since he was so heartbroken in life before he died from his wife's death. Then, I asked her if she had found a key during the first few days of moving in, a key that she couldn't find anywhere that it would fit. She confirmed that she had. I also asked if she had been locked out of the house by what seemed like nothing. She again confirmed and said that she was locked outside when she found the key on the step to the back door. Luckily, somebody had been inside to let her back in because she was still moving in, so she had help. Well, I told her that the key was to a secret room in the basement, but that the door wasn't easily seen and was now behind pipes or shelves of some sort, but that it was just covered over. Sandy asked me what was in the room, and I told her it was the valuables of the original family because back then there was a slew of robberies in that town, and the people hid their valuables away in case their house was burgled. Well, we'll get back to that point a little bit later. After that, I picked up on a spirit of a little girl, so I told Sandy about it. She told me that it was interesting because she had asked another medium, and that medium picked up on a little girl as well. So I told Sandy that this little girl died of tuberculosis in that house, because back then, those with tuberculosis were put into hospitals or sanatoriums and isolated. And this was like back when we heard about like mistreatment of patients and whatnot, and how like people would basically die alone. So the girl's parents didn't want that for their daughter, and they risked their own lives and health because back then they didn't know much about tuberculosis to make their daughter comfortable. When the girl died, she was buried in the backyard of the house because they didn't want their daughter to be thrown into a pit of corpses, because that's what they believed was happening. Or of those who had died of tuberculosis. I told her that the girl was buried at the top of the hill in the back of the house, and that Sandy would know the location because it's different from the rest of the area. Like there was cement or planks or something that was over where she was buried. Right then, Sandy said that she had a teddy bear for the little girl to go play with, and invited the girl's spirit to come and play with them whenever she wanted. At that moment, I saw in the background the spirit of a little boy come through the front door of the house and run up the stairs. I told Sandy what I saw, and not even a second later, after I said it, a door slammed upstairs loud enough for even me to hear it through her mic. She jumped up saying, "Oh my God, did you hear that?" So she grabs the computer and takes me with her upstairs and asks me what room the boy was in. I led her to the room, and she put the computer in that room facing the closet. That was when her face went pale as a sheet and she said, "This is the room the teddy bear is in. It's in this closet." So I told her to try opening the closet because that's where the little boy most likely was. Sandy tried to open it, and it was very clear that she was having a genuinely hard time getting the door open. She had to pull it with all of her strength, which she said never happens, and that door just opens easily. As she had her back to the closet door to tell me this, the door slammed shut again on its own, making Sandy jump. I swear, she jumped like 3 feet in the air. She then pointed at the door, looking back and forth from the computer to the closet going, "Are you kidding me? Please tell me you saw that." Then I told her that the boy ran out of the room and into the hallway. About a second after I said that, we hear another door slam down the hall. She said it was the laundry room door, so she went to go look, leaving the laptop where it was. I waited for her to come back, and when she did, I walked her through the steps of getting the little boy to leave her house. So she did so on camera, and the boy's spirit just left the home. So she goes back downstairs and takes the laptop with her again, where we continue to talk about the house. I asked her if the previous owners moved because they were scared. She said yes. I then asked if they had cats, and if the cats had been trapped somewhere like a small room or even the refrigerator. She once again became as pale as a sheet. She confirmed that the previous owners had 2 cats, and that one day they found both of the cats trapped in the fridge and they had no idea how the cats got there. I told Sandy that it was the work of the spirit of the wife because she was angry about the renovations. Then I asked Sandy if weird things were happening at night with the front door. She confirmed that in the middle of the night, the doorbell would ring over and over and over and only stop when she turned on the porch lights. She'd open the door and look around only to find no one there, and the snow in the front of the door was undisturbed. After that, she had to go to sleep, and we ended our call. Now the next day is when the story gets really interesting. She messaged me later the next day and told me that she went to her backyard to look for the site the little girl was buried. She said she had found it at the top of the hill where the grass was a little weird looking and patchy because there were boards over that spot that were rotting. She then told me she went into the basement as well to find the hidden room. She found the keyhole, but she was not able to access the room because it was behind a bunch of pipes. But she was able to peek through the old keyhole, and she said she saw a lot of expensive-looking antique furniture and boxes that looked like they had papers in them. Finally, she told me she had also gone to the local library to do some research on the town from the year the original owners lived there. She saw in the old newspaper that there had been a slew of robberies going on in that area with the banks, and that citizens were scared that their homes were next. So everything I had told her aligned well with what she found. I don't talk to this woman anymore. It's been many years, but I will never forget that night because it was just so impactful and right in the moment, and everything that happened was live and I got to see her reactions live. So, that was another psychic case from my past. I hope that you guys enjoyed this story time, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!